Hello friends, my name is Leanne and I'm here today to give you a teenage edition of managing hormones. So when we think about teenagers, we start to say that their teenage hormones are driving us parents crazy. So I know what you mean because I have two boys. One is 23 and one is 16. I feel like the most important thing as parents is to have an attitude of patience with authority, as well as an understanding that a lot of times they are in this mental space of overwhelm and not really knowing how to behave or react and not having the tools. So part of the work, as you are listening to this now, is really about training ourselves to become the role models, the ones that they come to for comfort, for security, for safety. So having said all that, that is somewhat of a different topic, right? It's about self-development, and many times in the world of the psychologists, when there are complaints about children, teenagers included, the psychologist would say, well, the parents should come in for therapy. So there's, of course, a fine line to that. And I think we can work on ourselves, but also then, be able to help them become good humans. So I'll just go through a few categories of what is relevant for managing teenage hormones. I think number one is the physical changes that they're going through, and it may show some symptoms that we would like to help them manage because it's uncomfortable. So one of the top ones is acne, right? When they are going through all these changes, the face is showing a lot of blemishes. So it has to be where they're willing to try a few different things because, again, there is no one size fit all. There have been many reports and even scientific research around the acne treatment that Young Living has that has helped. And then there's some teenagers who say it doesn't help at all. I think it has always to be a combination of many different things because it is also diet, it is also stress, and it's also sleep habits, hygiene habits that contribute to the full picture. So just putting something topically may or may not make a difference. So for topical use, I like the acne treatment, and the face washes, they may or may not like it, and some of them keep going in and out of stock. So I tend to stock up on the balance cleaner whenever it's in stock and make sure that it is available, because even for my face, I use it, and for my kids' face. The Bloom and the Art is also great cleansers, so depending on how much you want to have it for them. And then in terms of moisturizing, so, a lot of times they're already producing a lot of sebum, right? There's also that theory that they're putting out a lot of oil because they don't have enough oil. So again, you need to figure out what particular kind of skin your teenager has mostly for acne, it's too much oil. So then you can do spot treatment. In spot treatment, tea tree is always a go-to. You can also try other oils. Some people like manuka. I also love purification and melrose. Some milder ones could be lavender or frankincense. And it also depends on what scent they prefer. So it's really about working with them on that. And in terms of diet, dairy has been one of the culprits for many, many teenagers, and also cleansing the liver, because they say the skin is the final kind of organ that reveals how sluggish our detoxification methods are inside. Drinking plenty of water and giving them peppermint, lemon, or citrus fresh in their water is really good. Lots of Ningxia red, and making sure that, they drink and are hydrated. And of course, that then goes into what kind of water they're drinking. So that's a whole other research. And, our tap water, no matter how good you say it is contaminated with plastics, microplastics, and pharmaceuticals. So that's really important that we definitely have filtered water of some kind, if not drinking spring water. So other physical symptoms for girls, it could be the cramps and the mood swings. And so Dragon Time and Progestins Plus are must-haves. Other less obvious ones that they may like to use as perfume that you could help them blend something that they like, could be in the same category as other oils that help and support estrogen producing, helps them to balance out their estrogen. So that could be clary sage, could be lavender, jasmine, even joy, geranium, and we have, of course, our desk reference that's really comprehensive in all the oil recommendations, as well as the app. But I love teenage parties where they get to create their own scent. That is something that teenage girls really enjoy. So that could be another way of getting them to create their own perfume, but it's really helping them with their mood swings. And for boys, Mister is a nice blend, as well as Shutron. And again, you can use it once a day and see how that goes. So in terms of the home atmosphere, the environment, just diffusing consistently is a really nice way of affecting their moods without really infringing on their privacy, wanting to ask them what's going on. We can just diffuse in the household. And so there are many emotional oils, and you can pick from a lot of them, whether it is believe, joy, highest potential, release, and the ones for, just calm, or even for homework, right? Clarity. So just really helping their mental plane, mental body, because at this phase of their lives, their brain is really changing, really shifting gears, and they're in this liminal space of trying to find an equilibrium. So just have the empathy that they need a lot of sleep, and many times it's not that they're lazy, it's just that they're energy is being used for so much change that just providing them a comfortable space for that to happen, how much they're growing and learning, and the school already puts so much pressure on them that when they come home, it really is nice too to offer them massages. So you don't have to be a licensed massage therapist to take care of your own family. So we have a lot of massage oils that you can, get a massage bed. It's really nice to have one that they can lay on and you just massage them. Both my boys really loved massages, even now and all the way from when they were young. And it's a great way for us to touch them with our intention and our healing intentions without, again, scrutinizing them or interrogating them about things. So other ways of making sure that they are healthy and thriving is to, of course, manage their social media, and that is really difficult. I understand, I totally get it. And so this has to be some kind of a negotiation. For us, there are non-negotiables, which is meal times, dinner time, breakfast time, no phones at the table. And we also sort of get on kind of social media or YouTube if you want, or even watch a movie together, so that I can be with them and know that we're watching something they want to watch and I'm with them watching it, or even doing some research together on YouTube, whatever they're interested in. So for instance, yesterday we were watching YouTube about micro mini cars, because my 16-year-old is going to start driving and we're considering a mini electric car for him. So yeah, just little things like that, spending time with them is important. The other thing that really struck me as my children were growing up in a Waldorf environment in a school years ago was how they really need outside mentors. So there is, of course, this desire to know and be involved in every part of their life, but there's also a really good strategy to have a good friend or a teacher that you're in touch with consistently that is the chosen tutor or mentor for that child. And so when my older son needed tutoring in math in his, when he was 14 or 15, we hired a math tutor, but we also kind of said, we want you to also kind of be a friend and be a mentor, and not just focus on math, but on his whole being. So that was a great strategy on our part, because we had someone we could talk to that could give us some updates about what was going on with him. And so for girls, of course, so it's nice to have same gender, I feel. And of course, if it's fluid, somebody who totally understands them and can give some empathy and compassion towards what they're going through. So, of course, it doesn't have to be the same gender, but having some shared identity. And the other thing I really that really stuck with me is this idea that, of course, in traditional indigenous societies, there was a lot of coming of age initiations that we don't have nowadays, and which are coming back in many cases. And for you to find, whether it's mother-daughter or father-son or mother-son, ways of connecting that are outside of the home, And so for daughters, it's that coming of age, the first period, a kind of a ceremony that really gives them this responsibility of becoming a woman. And a lot of times in our current society, we think of that as sex education, and the school's going to do it, But if we parents come back into their lives and really give them that expectation that I'm involved in mentoring you through this crucial time, because this is going to set up who you become in this world and how you contribute to society. So that is known in many different cultures with different names, and you can look it up. Just a kind of a ceremony of celebrating her entering into maidenhood, womanhood. And then for boys, it is really a lot more physical. And again, it was one of my Waldorf teachers, his Waldorf teacher years ago, that talked about taking them on a backpacking trip and how hard it is and how much they have to endure. And yet when they get to the top of the mountain, they start to really find this internal sense of worthiness. Like, I did it all by myself. I walked myself up here, and it's an achievement. So for men, traditionally, it has been a very physical sort of initiation. And there are programs out there now where you can send your sons to. And of course, sometimes there may be some resistance. So they may prefer to go with you, and see what works for your lifestyle. So those are my kind of personal tips. And in terms of toxins in their body, I would really focus as well on detoxing them. Because in the past 2 decades, we've really bombarded our children with a lot of environmental toxins and medical toxins. So I know that's a real misnomer, isn't it? Medical toxins are... anyway, yeah. So take care of their liver. We know that all citrus oils really help with the stimulating of the liver enzymes to help detoxification. And don't add to their toxic load. So don't shop at things with artificial fragrances, Bed Bath and Body Works, or any of those sort of teenage hangouts. How can we provide them with something similar? We have to really help them with that. And the truth is, when they've grown up in an oily household, their body knows. And so they start to get headaches if they start to introduce like deodorant or rashes, deodorant or perfumes, or anything like hair products. We can search the recipes and do it with them, help them with that. And of course, dietary sugar is a huge culprit, and they're really trying to feed their brains because there's so much going on, and of course feed their body because they're growing. So the supplements are really crucial, right? The omega-3s, the vitamin D, and I think I mentioned Ningxia Red already, and multi-greens, just see what they will take and when they will take it. And keep them active, take them traveling, do things as a family, go camping. And they may not want to do that much anymore now that they're teenagers. But you'll be surprised, they might. And you might say, bring a friend, I know that we did a lot of ski trips and we invited friends along, and they had a great time on the mountain, and we wouldn't see them the whole day. But at least we'll come back together again, for dinners and breakfasts and lunch. and then just set them free. So there are certain boundaries, and then there are also certain freedoms that you can give them and create those environments in which you can do that. Okay, so those are all my tips, and I hope you found that useful. Go ahead and comment below if you have any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. All right, take care.